struggled with motivation at work? Or perhaps I'm describing the people that you work with. Burnout and busy work are rampant today. The latest Forbes article reported a staggering 88% of people showing signs of burnout. Even for the most driven, high achievers, that fire that once drove us sometimes starts to fade. So how do we keep that alight? Well, often we actually start looking outside of ourselves. It could be a promotion, a new job, could be a new relationship. But the thing is, extrinsic motivators, like those, don't last. If we want to feel motivated and fulfilled long term, we need to focus on intrinsic motivation instead. In this video, I'm going to share a clip from a recent workshop that I ran, which basically shares firsthand what I've seen about burnout, frustration, and how many of us are feeling like we're climbing the wrong ladder. If you and your team are feeling the strain, you are not alone, and this video is for you. So let's dive in. And I saw a stat from Forbes yesterday that 88% had symptoms or signs of burnout. So that is reflective of what you said. It's also reflective of what you said was your primary focus, those two key areas around motivation, avoiding burnout, busy work, and then leadership. I have had the pleasure to support over 1,000 leaders from companies like these to dive into their own, what I call pool of potential. And how I got into it, I trained as an ICF certified organizational leadership coach. I'm also a master facilitator, and the privilege of having had that experience over the last 3 to 4 years is that I've had a kind of backstage pass to the reality that is going on for most people. And that is that many are lacking motivation themselves, dreaming of quitting. Some of you have thought about in the past, calls to recruiters, concerns that you might be wasting your time in the wrong place, climbing the wrong ladder, concerns around burnout, concerns around like how you are navigating work-life balance. You're in back-to-back meetings, there's a lot of firefighting, putting out fires left, right, and center. And there's a concern of the impact that that is going to have on us individually, but also on our loved ones. We feel guilty about time away from them. And in addition to it, there is a level of frustration. And if this isn't you, I'm definitely describing your team. There is a level of frustration about not necessarily being recognized for all of that hard work that we are putting in, and wanting that external validation, wanting that recognition, but at the same time, often doubting ourselves and feeling low in confidence. The result of all of that stuff is that we end up feeling a little bit disenfranchised. We're struggling in terms of our motivation. We're worried that, are we wasting our life? Are we wasting our potential? Are we wasting time, our most precious resource? And that all of those sacrifices that we're putting in, are they worth it? The sacrifices of our relationships, our health, and ultimately we feel a little bit stuck. Now, for some of you, that might have sounded uncomfortably familiar. At least that was the general consensus after the workshop. If that is you, you are not alone. But as I say, even if it isn't you, this is the reality for most people. Now, why? I alluded to that in the intro, but we are looking at the wrong things. As Daniel Pink explores in this amazing book, Drive, the carrot and stick approach that worked in the industrial age is actually no longer effective. Instead, we need to focus on something he calls motivation 2.0. Now, I'm going to cover that in a future video. In fact, let me know in the comments if you want me to create that video. But for now, let's keep it simple. Intrinsic motivation, like purpose, autonomy, mastery, these are what keep us switched on and allow us to sustainably outperform. My recommendation is always, though, to start with purpose. Now, I'm covering that in much more detail in an upcoming workshop. You're going to find details of that in the description. But if there was one thing to focus on right now, what I'd recommend, it would be, how do you focus more on purpose? The reason most people really lack motivation is because they lack purpose and meaning. Basically a good enough reason to spring out the bed in the morning and go to work. So I'd start there. If you found this video at all helpful, please do like, subscribe. I'm trying to live my purpose by helping more people become what I call a leader that lasts. And that for me is one heck of a motivating mission. But like and comment doesn't hurt either. It also helps more people see this video. So if you could do that, I'd be so grateful. And hopefully see you soon.